Welcome to digital learning. Dear students, we are studying the subject organizational behavior and we are in the unit 2. And this is the 13th session of organizational behavior of 5th semester BBA. Here we are going to study about the meaning and definition of perception. In the last session, we have studied Carl Rogers' self-theory of motivation. That was the 12th session of the first unit. And the objective of this 13th session is to understand the meaning and definition of perception. By studying this session, student will be able to define the term perception. In this session, we are going to study meaning of the perception and definition of perception. First of all, meaning of perception. Perception refers to the way we try to understand the world around us. The psychological processes that allow an individual to adjust his behavior is called perception. Perception means perceiving the selection and organization of environmental stimuli to provide meaningful experience for the perceiver. So, with this explanation, I hope you have understood the meaning of perception. The way we understand the world around us, how we understand the environment, how we understand the people, how we understand the objects around us, that's what we call as perception. Definition of perception. We will study some of the definitions here. According to Uday Parikh and others, perception can be defined as the process of receiving, selecting, organizing, interpreting, checking and reacting to sensory stimuli or data. According to Stephen P. Robbins, it is a process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. So, from these two definitions, we can understand that perception includes all those processes by which an individual receives information about his environment, that is, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling. The process by which the brain organizes and interprets sensory or information can be called as perception. Based on the above definitions, we may identify some of the features of the perception. Perception is the intellectual process. Perception is the basic cognitive or psychological process. Perception becomes a subjective process. So, with this, let me conclude with the summary of what we have studied in this session. Perception is an intellectual and psychological process. Perception is the process of selecting, organizing, and interpreting meaning to the events happening in the environment. The students can refer these books for further studies, and we have some multiple choice questions. The answer will be given at the end. You can answer these questions and finally check your answers with the correct answers given here. The psychological processes that allow an individual to adjust to his environment is called as, 4 options are given, you can choose the correct answer. Motivation, perception, attitude, illusion. Second question, perception means perceiving the selection and organization of dash to provide meaningful experience for the perceiver. 4 options are environmental stimuli, technology, culture, behavior. Third question is, perception is a process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. This definition is given by Fred Luthans, Keith Davis, Uday Parikh, Stephen P. Robbins. Choose the correct answer. Fourth question, the process by which The dash organizes and interprets sensory information. Heart, eyes, brain, and none of these. Choose the correct answer. Perception is an intellectual and dash process, psychological, physiological, technical, legal. What is the correct answer? The correct answers for all these questions are given here. For the first question, among the choices, B is the correct answer. For the second question, A. For the third question, D. For the fourth question, C. And for the fifth question, A is the correct answer. Thank you for listening to the class.